Hey guys, in this video we are going to be discussing different types of viruses. Now in the introduction to viruses video I mentioned that the viruses come in different forms, each with different effects, and this is going to be a list. It's not comprehensive by any means, but it's going to be a list of different common types of viruses that you should be aware of. So the armored virus, this one's pretty interesting. It comes with it a protective layer of code that will serve to negate antivirus software, processes, so that when it's searching for the virus, it can kind of direct it around or fend it off, all in the interest of keeping the virus on the system for as long as possible. See, from the point of view of the attacker, as long as the virus can stay on a system, the more damage it can do, the longer time it has to spread, and kudos for them. The companion virus will attach itself to a program, and it's going to create a copy of the program with a different file name extension. Now what this means is, when the user gets on the computer and types in, whatever the name of the program may be, and they execute it, what'll happen is the infected copy version with a different file name extension will run, allowing the virus to run with all of its different, effects. And the user won't know any different, because then the normal program will run. Now, unless they go out and specifically look at different file name extensions, and copies of things, they're not going to really notice that there's stuff going on. So the macro virus is pretty interesting. What it does is it gets into different applications like Microsoft Word, Excel, that kind of different thing, and it'll get into the macros. And all those are essentially just kind of mini programs for Word. Microsoft Word, for example, it could be like your spell check. And so it'll get in there, kind of infect your documents and the like, and spread around, and it can spread over email from there, if you start sending out infected documents and the like. The multipart virus, looking at the name, you can kind of guess it will attack a system with multiple parts. The virus has multiple parts. It'll attack a system in different ways. And it can do a number of things. It can go at the boot sector. It can infect your executable files. Heck, just destroy the files altogether. Now, this is also kind of like in the armored virus, all in the interest of keeping the virus on the computer. The longer it can stay on, the more damage it can do. The phage virus gets around on programs and databases, and it can either corrupt them or just destroy them altogether. It just goes around infecting really just as much as it can. And this one can get kind of nasty. The only real way to take care of it is to just kind of uninstall like any corrupted program, or your files are just, they're dead. Basically delete any traces of the phage virus. If you don't get it 100%, then it's going to keep going around doing its own thing. The polymorphic virus will change its form so that way it can remain undetected by antivirus software. This one's pretty neat. It's going to have the characteristics of a normal virus, whether it's destroying your files, shutting down your system, or the like. But what it does, it will encrypt parts of itself to get around detection from the antivirus softwares. This is what's called mutation. It'll take different parts of itself, change it up, encrypt it at a time, and so that's how it remains hidden. Retroviruses, these are pretty neat. They just go straight at the antivirus software itself. This can be a head-on attack. It can be kind of like a cloak and dagger. Sometimes with retroviruses, you'll see that they'll go at the virus database, the collection of viruses that an antivirus software has on its system, and it can just wipe it, delete it, get rid of it completely. So that way, the antivirus software is technically still running, and to the user, they're not going to know anything different. However, when it loses its collection of things to look out for, the virus is going to be able to run around and do whatever it needs to. The retrovirus can also kind of create bypasses for itself around an antivirus software. So this one's pretty cool. The last one we're going to be talking about is the stealth virus. As you can kind of guess from the name, it goes out there with a specific purpose of hiding itself from antivirus software. This one can attach to the boot sector of your hard drive. When certain scans or other programs on your system run to kind of look out for viruses and whatever, it can redirect commands around itself. That way it just kind of remains out of the spotlight. During virus scans, it can jump files from file A to file B however it needs to kind of get around whatever scan is happening. All, again, in the interest of keeping the file on the system for as long as possible. The longer it's on, more damage it can do. And that's it. Hope you all enjoyed.